Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. I know a lot of you guys are having challenges fixing your credit, and there's probably a lot of confusion out there because people are saying, oh, you should just do it over the phone or do it over the computer. Now, here's the thing about it. Yes, can you fix your credit report doing it over the phone? All right. Yes. Can you fix your credit report doing it over the computer? Yes. All right. Now, this is through electronic disputes and everything, all right, under section 605. But here's the thing about it. You need to understand, whenever you dispute, all right, without actual documentation, all right, now when you dispute those items, they're going to send it over to their systems that they own. Okay, so when you dispute with the credit bureaus, most people tell you to dispute with the credit bureaus first. All right, so let's look at the credit bureaus. All right, so with the credit bureaus, the majority of their information, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, they get the majority of their information from third-party companies. Okay, namely LexisNexis, right? So LexisNexis, ARS, Core Logic is associated with LexisNexis, but then you have the third-party credit bureaus that the major credit bureaus own as well, which I always talk about: Clarity, DataX, Factor Trust, okay, Teletrack. So here's the thing about it: when you dispute any type of negative items, because they have direct linkage to that information or whatever, what the thing they're going to do, they're going to put your name in, and they're going to take down the account number, or they're going to take all your personal information in. All right. Now, what they're going to do, they're going to send it over, and what they're going to do is verify. All right. Now, the things that they're going to verify, and I want you all to pay attention to this, they're going to verify the address, they're going to verify the name, and they're going to verify the first five or the last five of the account number. Okay. Those are the things that they only verify. Okay. And when it comes back and says, well, they said it was yours. Now, here's the key to this. What ends up happening when you do it over the phone or when you do it on a computer, right? Usually after 48 to 72 hours. Now, here's the thing I want you to pay attention to. Those accounts are going to be gone, right? So they're gone. All right. Now, what ends up happening is that your FICO 9 and your Vantage 3 and 4 scores are going to jump up. Now, here's the thing about it. That investigation is still out there for 30 days. So since your scores are jumping up like that, should you take advantage of that? All right. Now, here's what I would do. If I'm challenging these here negative items, all right, and I see that my score done jumped up, then I'm going to use my Vantage 3, my Vantage 4, and my FICO 9s, all right? Now, I may also add some positive trade lines to it. But here's the financial institution, because I know most people want to know where do I use these at, all right? So many people are aware that Navy Federal is FICO 9. Credit cards is TransUnion FICO 9. Business credit cards is Experian FICO 9. Okay, car loans is TransUnion FICO 9. You have PenFed, all right? So PenFed is a FICO 9 as well. So with their FICO 9, the credit cards is Equifax FICO 9. The personal loans is Experian FICO 9, all right? Now, you also have like Wells Fargo, right? Let's take Wells Fargo for instance. Now, Wells Fargo uses FICO 9 as well, mostly Experian, all right? And then sometimes it just depends on the region, but most of the time it's going to be Experian. Now, you also have what? U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank uses FICO 9, but people are not aware that U.S. Bank also uses ARS as well. So if you have your ARS locked or whatever, and you're trying to go through U.S. Bank, even though they are a FICO non-TransUnion, then you will get denied. All right. So this is just giving you a breakdown. So then what about your Vantage 3? Now, here you go with your Vantage 3. I tell you, when you're looking at Vantage 3, the top credit unions I always look at. Now, your Vantage 3, that's the ones when you go over to Credit Karma, right? And so when you go over to Credit Karma, what they're doing, they're giving you your TransUnion and your Equifax, right? Now, here's the thing about it. Most people are not aware that even if you go to Equifax.com, Equifax gives you a Vantage score. They do not give you a FICO score, okay? So that's the thing about it. They do not give you a FICO score. That being said, going back, your Vantage 3, all right? So you have BCU, Baxter Credit Union, all right? It's non-geo restricted. It's a TransUnion. It's a FICO 9, all right? Now, again, sometimes they may use Experian, but it's still going to be a Vantage 3. Then you join them through the Life Money U program, about $5, all right? So that's one, Vantage 3. Then you have your Vantage 3, which comes from Veridian, okay? Veridian is non-geo restricted as well. And so by Veridian being non-geo restricted, anybody can join them. Usually that's TransUnion Vantage 3. Now you would join them through the Habitat of Humanities, right? Now, let's talk about some more. You have NASA. NASA is a Vantage 4. Okay, they're Experian Vantage 4. Okay, so giving you just an idea of when you remove these negative items off of the credit, then this is why that credit score goes up, and you should leverage that as quick as possible, because after that 30 days and they verify that this here account is yours, now they're going to put it back on your credit file. So what happens when they put it back on your credit file saying that they verified? Well, here's the key to that. All right. Now, you either want to dispute with the collection company that says you owe the debt, especially if it's a charge-off. Now, here's something I definitely want to tell you about charge-off. Look, if you have a charge-off account on your file, but it has a zero balance, there's no need, because my FICO isn't calculating that, okay? So FICO isn't calculating it. So you don't even have to worry about that charge-off, all right? Now, in reference to collection companies, all right? Here's the thing about it with collection companies. If you're going to challenge those collection companies, you want to ask them, and there's 5 things you could ask them, but one of the things, or one or two of the main things that I would ask them is this. Can you show me proof that this here account has not been discharged with the IRS? Okay? And the reason I say that you had an account with Capital One, right? And Capital One charged it off. By the way, when Capital One charges off an account, okay, after a year, all right, usually they will allow you to open up another account. This is the reason why I tell people, when you are entrepreneurs and you're trying to start a business, you should apply, even if you had a bad account with Capital One, apply for that Capital One Spark Classic, okay? That's the gold card, all right? Because you still would probably have a higher chance, because all you need is a 580 credit score. Now, people are like, well, I didn't know they did that. Yes, they do. That's the reason, like with Capital One is one of those, they're very liberal when it comes to allowing people to have multiple accounts, okay, after they defaulted on accounts, all right? That being said, so going back to what I was saying, if Capital One charges the account off, okay, they charge the account off, then they report it on their books as a loss. Now, here's the thing about FTC that people do not know. whenever a company issues an account that charges interest, okay, they have to take out an insurance bond on that account, right? So when these companies write these accounts off, they have insurance against that account, okay? Now, when they have insurance against the account, that account is paid. Now, here's another thing that most people don't know. When they charge it off and they get the money from the insurance, it's a loan verification. It's even like with student loans. When they charge off an account or you default on an account, they would actually file the insurance claim on it. And then they're supposed to correct whatever number the insurance company did not pay off or whatever. All right. But by law, they cannot legally come after you for it, even with government student loans. All right. Now, here's the thing about it that you need to understand. When they write that account off, all right, with the IRS, when they get the insurance claim, then they write it off with the IRS, we took a loss. They're supposed to send you a 1099-C. Now, you can call and say, hey, I have not received my 1099-C, all right, with that company, all right? And they are to provide it for you, all right? And you can actually tell them, hey, if you do not provide me with the 1099-C showing that you charged this account off, all right, then I'm going to report you to the IRS for fraud. Yes, you can report a company for fraud, right? Because they said they took a loss on it, so they cannot recoup. So what they do, that loss paper, they'll just sell it as dead paper out into the markets. So that's when the collection companies come in. So that goes back to when the collection company gets it, you want to ask them, have there been an IRS claim against this account? And there's an insurance claim and an IRS claim saying that it was a runoff. And if they cannot provide you with that documentation, they cannot legally park that account on your credit file because they don't have the right to collect it because it's dead debt. Okay. Now, most people do not know that, and it's a lot of intelligent people out here that knows their things, and that understands the law. But for most people, us as regular people, not studying law and stuff like that, it's a difference between night and day. All right. Now, here's the thing about it again. Like I said, when you challenge over the phone, when you challenge through the computer, you also are throwing away your legal rights, okay? Because you're telling them. Now people say, well, you did it electronically, then it can still be held as a legal dispute. All right. When you do it that way, you're going to get coded. So again, when they come back and they tell you that, hey, we verified this information and this information is accurate, right? And they didn't send you any documents of how they verified. So that goes back into how you need to follow up. So how you need to follow up, because again, this is what Experian just got sued on, because they did 3 things. And these are the codes that they violated so you can understand. All right. The first code they violated is 15 USC 1681 EB. Failure to maintain credit report accuracy. Okay? Because when you dispute this and say, hey, this here account is not mine, it's not it's outdated, it's not accurate, the numbers are not accurate and stuff like that, and they still put it back on your credit report, then they are in violation of that. Then the next USC code that they violate is 15 USC 1681 I-5. Okay, failure to reinvestigate, dispute, and remove inaccurate information. Okay, so that means even if you say, hey, I did not have this account at this time. All right, this is what I did not owe. So if you tell them anything that is not related to this account. You know, now if they investigate and say they investigated without showing proof of how they investigated, where they got it from, the furniture and stuff like that, then now they're getting themselves in more trouble. Like I said, this is what they're sued from. This is how you can go get a check from Experian. All right, and you can actually use these same codes for reinvestigation with all of the credit bureaus, because Equifax, they're notorious. They're notorious of violating this. All right. Now they've had that recent data breach. Now, because of that recent data breach, that's the reason why more people are saying, oh, just pick up the phone. Because a lot of times they're going to ask you, did you file a FTC report? All right. So with the FTC report, you say that my identity's been stolen, XYZ or whatever, and you have to take it, you have to get it notarized, then you send it in. It's very important to not dispute over the phone, like I said, because if you do it verbally, and once they they put that information in, it comes back, well, the name is right, the address is right, or whatever. Now, again, you just digging yourself a deeper hole. All right. So it's better to actually just get the letters. We do write letters and stuff like that. We're not a credit repair company or whatever, but we do offer to write letters and stuff like that for people, and then you mail them out or whatever. But it's just the full process of it. Now, there's one other USC code that you should know. All right. USC code 1515 USC 1681 CC. Inclusion of obsolete information in credit reports. Okay. This is where they would not add, again, it's accuracy. It goes back to accuracy, basically what it is. All right. So if they are violating those three, just like Experian did, now you have a right not only to sue them, all right, what the CFPB is doing, but at the same time, any information that goes back on the credit file, then that information should be deleted. Like I said, with the collection companies, there's something else that you may want to do. There's another question you can ask them. Actually, like I said, it's fine. You don't want to ask them you can ask them about the payment history. But here's the thing about it when it comes to payment history. They get this DAX, like a roll of DAX, right? With all these accounts and these names that usually has the last four of the social, okay? And so it goes in this skip tracing machine, and they're trying to match up this. This is why, like, if you've had a family member or something that ever stayed with you, but they no longer stay with you, and they have any debts or something like that, and they come to your house or whatever, it's because of these skip tracing systems that they're using in order to. Now, some people, when they're challenging, they may use like skip tracing or something like that. But I'm just telling you some of the things that you do need to understand. All right. Another thing that I wanted to say is, sorry about that, guys, brain freeze. But just off of the basis of that, it's better for you to actually get the letters written. Even if you're going to write the letters yourself, it's better to write the letter, send them in certified mail return receipt, all right, to challenge it. That way you can have documentation, paper trail. That way you would have the FTC proof, as well as when you send the FTC proof over to the CFPB, and the CFPB reach out to them or whatever, it'll go away like that. All right. Now, like I said, some people are just picking up the phone and they're telling people, well, no, I'm not going to file a FTC report. I had identity theft. This is what's going on and stuff like that. And yeah, again, yes, they will remove it. Like I said, it takes 48 to 72 hours for them to remove. And then that FICO 9 score is going to jump, an advantage. Then I would hit the banks running, because you're going to have that 30 days before more likely that stuff is going to pop right back up. Sometimes it doesn't pop back up because the collection company realized that they don't have a license in that state to collect on it. They may realize that the debt is too small to take any legal action, or the statutes of limitations for that state may be out. So there could be several reasons why they did not respond back to the credit bureaus or whatever. In that case, then it's in your favor, like I said. And then if your FICO 8 score is still depressed from that time, then that's when you add like your positive trade lines. Okay, that's when you add the authorized users, you add your rental payments, okay, cause subscriptions, utility bills. Those are the things that's going to help with the FICO 9 and the Vantage 3 and 4. Now, another thing about it that you need to understand is that when it comes to the FICO 8 ain't going to look at none of those, because with your Chase banks and stuff, they are always looking for primary accounts on their file. All right. So I hope this video helps you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.